Welcome to Mindset Motivators. Today, we're diving into a powerful Zen story, a tale meant to heal your mind and bring peace into your life. Imagine for a moment that you're holding on to every worry, every regret, and every troubling thought. How heavy does that feel? Today's story will teach you to let go of that weight and find calmness within. There was once a young man who felt the world pressing down on him. He was burdened with stress, constantly replaying his past mistakes, and haunted by worries about the future. Each day, he felt like he was fighting a never-ending battle within his own mind, and he had no idea how to escape this turmoil. The days felt long, his mind was cluttered, and he wondered if there was a way to find peace and clarity. After trying many things to calm his mind without success, he decided to seek help from a Zen master who lived on the outskirts of his village. This master was known for his wisdom and his serene way of life, so the young man believed that if anyone could help him, it would be the master. When he finally found the master, he bowed deeply and spoke, his voice thick with desperation. "Master, I need help. My mind is like a stormy sea. I am constantly haunted by my own thoughts, fears, and regrets. I can't seem to find any peace. Please, tell me, how can I heal my mind?" The Zen master listened attentively, nodding slowly, and waited until the young man finished speaking. His gaze was calm, almost as if he could see right through the young man's worries, understanding them deeply. Finally, the master said with a warm smile, "Come with me to the river." At first, the young man was confused. He had come seeking advice, not a journey to a river. But trusting the master, he followed along. The two of them walked in silence, a silence that felt both heavy and calming at the same time. As they walked, the young man's racing thoughts began to quiet, feeling a sense of anticipation. Finally, they arrived at the river. The river was a beautiful, tranquil place, with water flowing smoothly over rocks, glistening in the sunlight. The young man could see fish darting through the water, and he felt a strange sense of peace just being there. But he still didn't understand why the master had brought him here. The Zen master, still silent, bent down and picked up a small, smooth stone. Holding it in his hand, he looked at the young man and asked, "What do you see?" "A stone," the young man replied, uncertainly. The master nodded, then threw the stone into the river. The stone hit the water, creating ripples that spread outwards in perfect circles, then slowly faded away, leaving the surface calm once more. After a moment, the master turned back to the young man and said, "The mind is like this river. Thoughts, emotions, and worries are like stones. They create ripples, but if we let them go, they will pass, and the mind will become still once again." This metaphor hung in the air, and the young man felt as if something within him was beginning to shift. He watched the river, trying to grasp the depth of the master's words. He realized that he had been holding onto his thoughts and feelings like precious stones, unable to let go. Each worry, each fear, each regret was a stone he threw into his own mind, creating endless ripples that disturbed his peace. Seeing that the young man was deep in thought, the master spoke again. "Many people believe that they must control their thoughts to find peace. But the truth is that thoughts are like stones. They come and go. When we cling to them, we create turmoil. But when we let them pass, the mind returns to its natural state of calm." The young man asked, "But master, how do I let go of these stones? My mind is filled with so many thoughts and emotions. Sometimes they feel so heavy." The Zen master looked deeply into his eyes. Letting go does not mean resisting thoughts or emotions. It means observing them without attachment, without judgment. Allow them to come and go, just like the river lets the stones sink to the bottom and returns to calm. The young man nodded, but he still struggled to grasp how to practice this. Seeing his hesitation, the master decided to illustrate further. He guided the young man to a large boulder by the riverbank and told him to sit down. "Close your eyes and imagine yourself as the river," the master instructed. "Imagine each thought, each worry as a stone. Watch it as it comes, feel its weight, and then let it go. Allow it to sink to the bottom, leaving the surface undisturbed." As he sat there, Eyes closed, the young man tried to do as the master instructed. First, it was difficult. Thoughts rushed in, memories of past mistakes, anxieties about the future, feelings of inadequacy. Each thought felt like a heavy stone. But then, as he allowed each thought to pass without holding on to it, he felt them begin to fade, just like the ripples in the river. For the first time, he experienced a sense of space in his mind, a hint of peace. The master then shared more insight. The path to healing the mind is not in stopping thoughts, but in changing your relationship with them. Do not identify with every thought as if it is a part of you. Thoughts are visitors, passing through your mind, and they do not define you. This idea was like a revelation. The young man had always believed that he was his thoughts, that his worries and fears were a part of who he was. But here was the master, telling him that thoughts were separate, that he could observe them without letting them take control. As they sat by the river, the young man felt as though a heavy weight was lifting from his shoulders. He continued to imagine his thoughts as stones, dropping them into the water one by one, watching the ripples fade. He realized that healing the mind was a journey of detachment, of allowing thoughts and emotions to come and go without clinging to them. The master then shared another teaching. The mind, like water, naturally seeks peace, but we must learn to step out of the way. Healing comes when we stop resisting, stop clinging, and allow the mind to return to its natural state. The young man took a deep breath, feeling a newfound clarity. He understood that true mental healing was not about fighting his thoughts but about letting them be, allowing the mind to settle, like water after a stone has fallen. They stayed by the river for a while longer, practicing this art of letting go, allowing each thought to pass without resistance. Slowly, the young man's mind began to feel lighter, more spacious. He realized that he had been carrying unnecessary weight, clinging to stones that only created turbulence. Now, with each breath, he practiced letting go, embracing the calmness that came naturally. Finally, as the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the river, the Zen master turned to him and said, "Remember, peace is already within you. The stones may come, but they do not need to disturb your calm. Watch them, let them sink, and return to the stillness that is always there." With a bow, the young man thanked the master and left the river, feeling transformed. His journey had only just begun, but he had discovered a profound truth. The power to heal his mind was within him all along. All he needed to do was let go, to allow each thought, each feeling to pass, and to remember that stillness was always within reach. As he walked back to the village, he felt lighter, no longer weighed down by his thoughts. He knew that challenges and worries would still come, but now he had the tools to face them, to let them flow like the river, without disturbing his inner peace. This Zen story teaches us that true mental healing is a process of detachment. Instead of fighting our thoughts or identifying with every emotion, we can learn to observe them and let them go. Like the river, the mind has a natural clarity and peace. By learning to step back, to let go of each passing thought, we can heal ourselves from within. Thank you for listening to this Zen story. If you found value in this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who might need a reminder to let go, to heal their mind, and to embrace inner peace. Remember, peace is always within you, waiting for you to let it flow.